Yo, listen up, because what's happening in Bitcoin right now, straight up historic. Trump's back, institutions are making moves, and governments, they're paying close attention. But hold up. Some experts are raising red flags, some analysts saying we're hitting the top of this bull run. Meanwhile, the Trump admin is flirting with a national Bitcoin reserve. And guess what? Abu Dhabi's $1 trillion fund just threw serious cash into BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. This ain't just a pump. This might be the start of a whole new era. Stick around because we're breaking it all down. All right, so let's talk about this latest market report. They're looking at the RHODL ratio, basically a metric that tracks how many OGs are holding Bitcoin versus fresh money flooding in. And right now, it's trending toward levels we usually see before a market cycle top. Translation: newbies are getting in heavy, and historically, that's when the market starts peaking, but not everyone's convinced. Don Alt, big-time analyst, he's saying, yo, Bitcoin's shrugging off bad news like it's nothing. And honestly, he's got a point. Even with all this talk of a top, Bitcoin's still showing strength. So is this the end of the bull run, or are we about to see a historic leg up? Now, this is where things get crazy. Elon Musk out here talking about upgrading the U.S. gold reserves with Bitcoin. Senator Cynthia Lummis, she's pushing for America to start stacking Bitcoin on the balance sheet. And then there's Trump's camp. David Sachs, Trump's so-called crypto czar, says they're actively exploring a national Bitcoin reserve. That's not just some random tweet. That's the U.S. government potentially making moves. And the implications, wild. Bernstein analysts are saying, look, if the U.S. starts buying Bitcoin, they might fund it by selling gold. Imagine that. The U.S. shifting from gold to Bitcoin. And if that happens, every other country is going to have to play catch up. Speaking of playing catch up, let's talk about Abu Dhabi. Their $1 trillion sovereign wealth fund just dropped a massive investment into BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. And according to Bitcoin Magazine's David Bailey, that's just the start. He's claiming Gulf countries are loading up. Even Goldman Sachs is reportedly getting in the mix. This ain't just retail FOMO anymore. This is nation states and $1 trillion funds making their move. And that means Bitcoin isn't just some speculative asset. It's becoming part of the global financial system. Gold's been the king of store of value assets for thousands of years. But right now, some big players are starting to shift their focus. With Bitcoin's supply cap at 21 million, no country can print more of it. And if sovereign wealth funds and central banks start picking Bitcoin over gold, we could see a historic shift where Bitcoin eats into gold's market share. And if that happens, the landscape of global finance could be changed forever. So, where's all this headed? Market cycle indicators say we might be nearing a top, but institutional money is saying, nah, we're just getting started. Governments are waking up to Bitcoin's potential, and if the U.S. makes a move, it could trigger a global Bitcoin arms race. Bottom line, Bitcoin ain't just a trade anymore. It's becoming the financial foundation of the future. And whether you're holding or still on the sidelines, one thing's for sure. You don't want to miss what happens next. Gold's been the king of store of value assets for thousands of years. If you caught my recent Bitcoin prediction videos, you'll know I was spot on about the move at the 106,000 level. Now I'm watching the 91,000 level closely. If it turns into resistance, I'm extremely bearish. Right now, there's a lot of selling pressure, and I believe the market is exhausted. I'm waiting for a strong retracement before considering any buys. Now, let's talk about trading discipline. Whether you're a long-term holder or a leverage trader, maintaining discipline is key. If you're holding, focus on the amount of crypto you have rather than the dollar amount. Currency values fluctuate, and obsessing over dollar amounts can drive you crazy. Instead, consider dollar cost averaging. Buy a bit at regular intervals and then set it and forget it. For traders using leverage, it's a different ballgame. You need to be extremely disciplined. High-frequency trading can be lucrative but comes with greater risk. Always have a plan and stick to it, avoiding impulsive decisions driven by short-term market movements. So whether you're holding or trading, discipline is crucial. What price points are you watching? Let's get a conversation going in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more insights.
From the streets to the charts, we're making a change. Stacking knowledge, stacking that dough. Whatever rule we follow, watch our profits grow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the bullish gains, baby. Wealthy brains in the mix. Can't tell me nothing about stacking those bricks. Traders on the rise, yeah, we know the game. Got the strategy locked, heavy tame. Rule 1, set your plan, make it tight. Define your entries, know your exit in sight. Stick to the script, don't stray from the path. Keep your emotions in check, avoid the wrath. Tool tech on deck, charts and trends. Support and resistance, let the knowledge blend. Moving averages smooth, oscillators align. Trade with precision, you'll be just fine. 3 minutes, your risk, keep it low-key. Movie, only risk a fraction. That's the key. Stop loss ready, protect your stake. Guard your capital blonde, don't let it break. Full patience is a virtue and wait for the sign. Don't chase after moves that ain't worth your time. Stay disciplined, let the market flow. Stick to your rules, that's how you grow. 5, stay on your grind, keep an eye on the news line. Market conditions shifting, you gotta choose. Economics incentive out sit. Keep your mind sharp, read between the lines, stand, that's what an art. 6 risks to reward, make it worthwhile. For every dollar risk, aim for a smile. 2 for everyone, keep that goal in sight. They, when you play it smart, then you'll shine so bright. 7, learn from the past, tame, take the lessons to heart. Then review your trades, 5, that's where you start. Keep a journal, write down the gains, man. Master your craft, break those chains. Follow these rules, let your profits ring. With bullish gains and wealthy brains, we're in the trading game, shining through the pain. Building our empire, making our name.